really take Meghan Markle long to be upset, offended, or indeed miffed, does it? You know what I'm saying? This, of course, is the fact that recently the Hollywood Reporter basically labelled Meghan a demon boss, a diva in high heels, who apparently could make grown men cry, literally at the snap of an acrylic fingernail. Either way, seemingly it's now emerging slowly why so many people perhaps do leave Harry and Meghan's employ. As ever, let me explain. To see you today, thank you so much as ever for your time. I hope you're all keeping well. Whatever you're doing, isn't this autumnal scene looking nice, don't you think? I do like this. I know I've mentioned this before, but I do like this look. This just where the leaves are a little bit golden brown. You don't want them to go away. It's the final bit, isn't it? It's terrible, isn't it? You know, it's a little bit like our royal story today. It's very difficult, as one could imagine, particularly once you start to get a reputation of being a difficult boss. And that is now, of course, the applicable phrase applied to, of course, the former royals known as the Duke and Duchess of Sussex, Harry and Meghan. They've lost quite a number of staff. Now, in their defence, I would say it's very difficult because obviously certain people might want to join your staff for the prestige of being able to come out and say whatever, you know, they like working for you or they didn't. You know, there's two sides, as I often say, to every single story. But a recent, shall we say, misdemeanour on the eve of that now ill-fated Nigerian tour, well, really left Meghan Markle reeling, and she cites this as the reason why the Hollywood Reporter basically hit out so hard upon her and, as she pointed out, Prince Harry too. This was all about being something of a demon boss, if you remember that. But just on the eve of their Nigerian tour, a person who was apparently going to be putting their careers back on track and doing so much to rectify all the negativity that they'd had so far in 2024 was this man. That's right, Josh Settler. And what's emerged really, which I find incredible, is the fact that obviously Meghan and Josh must have got on incredibly well at points, because according to a source, he has told someone that, you know, they were the best of friends. He couldn't believe exactly how chummy and engaging she was. But a little bit later down the line, what's fascinating to learn is that there were certain elements and aspects of the role as it developed. And remember, he was only there for 3 months. So this must have literally collapsed pretty quickly, you know, from being chums to not chums. Well, apparently, according to that source who worked well alongside them, Josh really found the whole sort of things that he was asked to do, which he didn't feel, allegedly, comfortable in the remit of the job. Now, one could only speculate, of course, and one might, of course, look at the aspects of the job and say, well, what exactly were the job? You know, what was the role? Nobody seems to know. Nobody seems to know what anybody's role is at Archwell Communications. That's part and parcel of the problem. Now, what's frightening for Meghan Markle is, of course, that a lot of people will want to come out and say how difficult she is. And this is the problem now emerging for her, because as she's trying to build herself as an entrepreneurial brand ambassador for all those new things she's invested in, whether it be handbags, hair care or coffee, she doesn't need negative PR. So far as one can imagine, Josh Settler is tied down to an NDA, that's a non-disclosure agreement. But according to a source, he was very unhappy, allegedly, with the way that he was portrayed in the media. Now, as we know, a person who was working alongside Meghan and Harry, Ashley Henson, apparently a PR queen, is still alongside them for now. And one might suggest she may need to call in a client to give Prince Harry some guidance on how perhaps he should behave while he was out in Canada trying to sell a particular product. That didn't go out too well. But either way, one is now suspecting that a lot of these people that are working for Meghan and Harry are on short-term contracts. But more importantly, it's how they leave is the big deciding factor on what they plan to do next. And Josh Settler, let me tell you, is being offered a lot of money from a lot of people to tell his side of the story. Now, how long can Meghan cling on to that chum's act? It's developing, and when I know more, you'll know more. Neil Sean in the very heart of London.